does the Bible say about P.D.A? Them say do the nasty, or we're gonna get
Right,
nasty.
right. It is associated in some way, shape, or form to coloring. When I was growing up, I remember not being able to tell if people were married
Based on affection.
based on how they related to each other in public. Nah, everybody's like that. Not even just a church thing, but not everybody's like that. Not everybody likes that.
P.D.A is not about you. It's not about anybody looking on. I'm not going to deprive my wife because of what society thinks or society says. When you're doing this, you're not even thinking about them. It is something you want to do in your relationship. It just so happens that it's again in a public space.
Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. If you had it back there and you're looking for a smile, bringing hope and joy for a day that was wild. Stuff from the cuffs is here to make things bright. In a world so dark, they're bringing some light. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. Go Bria, go Bill, go Bess, go Brian. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, fast forward, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and then there's a next book. A book that isn't often talked about in church circles, a book that isn't often talked about at all.
Stop.
Yeah, when people trying to be romantic. But what book is that?
Songs of Solomon. And then when you do talk about it, it's like, why are you talking about that? So let's leave that part of the book out. Hello?
Yeah.
So fleshy.
And I don't have much research on Songs of Solomon, but it's important. It's a part of the Bible. And today we're going to be talking about something that is important to couples, to relationships, but isn't often talked about, just like Songs of Solomon. And that is P.D.A. Public Displays of Affection. Welcome to another exciting video from Stuff from the Cups, where we bring you the fire. We're fun.
Inspirational.
We're real.
And we're educational.
Yep. Tenants in the building!
Let me know, drop it in the comments right now. Let us know that you're here.
Boom.
Let us know that you're watching. If you're new, welcome to another episode of Stuff from the Cuffs, and we're so happy to be here with you another time. Welcome.
Yeah, and you don't know, it's bedroom settings, so we're in the bedroom. And no, it's not necessarily bedroom settings, but it has to do with,
Yeah.
you know, some form of affection. And the truth is, some people would say this P.D.A, this form of affection, should be left only for the bedroom.
Left unseen.
Yeah, unseen.
Right. It's not for the
You
public.
don't even speak. You don't have to speak about it. No, we didn't get much. I mean, except from Mama B and his moms in the last video, but we didn't get much culturing and much discussion about P.D.A. You know, and I recall growing up and seeing one person, one elder, who was a family member of mine, opened the door for his wife and held hands. It was such a big deal. And we recently posted a picture on Instagram. Go check us out on Instagram.
Celebi Cuff and Valiant Cufflinks.
Yeah.
I'll put them here so you can check us out.
And-
But babe, let me just say that you grew up different from me.
Right, which is why I said Mama B.
Okay.
Mama B. That's why I
As
said,
in the original Mama B, as
Yeah.
in my mommy.
yeah, you know. So I come from a more reserved background, and I posted a picture recently, and I made mention of P.D.A. Yeah, and you know, some persons were commenting and messaging me saying that it's so true, and what is allowed versus what isn't allowed, and we're not knocking anybody, we're not knocking any of the things that we grew up seeing, you know, but is something wrong with P.D.A as a Christian?
You know, I don't know why this is even a discussion, to be honest, in 2021. Because for me,
What does the Bible say about P.D.A?
let's go to Songs of Solomon.
I don't even know if the Bible mentions P.D.A.
Not P.D.A, not in those words.
It may mention
But-
affection in different ways.
Yeah, but
shapes and
I
forms.
don't, let me tell you, Because, and I think this goes back to something that we've spoken about so many times as it relates to the fact that this whole topic surrounding, you know, intimacy and all of that, it's not something that was openly discussed in the church growing up. It was seen as something that is nasty and something that, you know,
and
you
then
keep
only
to
in the
yourself.
church, in general terms, when
society.
people talking about coloring, them say do the nasty, or we're gonna get nasty.
Right. Okay. So I think in general it is frowned upon. P.D.A. we're talking about now. It's frowned upon because it is associated in some way, shape, or form to coloring. That's what I think. And for me, well, I grew up different from Brian. Brian grew up not seeing a lot of that. I grew up seeing a whole heap of it from my parents, not necessarily from those around me, because a lot of them share the same idea of, you know, you keep certain things, you know, in your house and when you're by yourself. But my parents have always been, you know, those who are always ready to show affection publicly, and that's just how they are. So naturally I gravitated to wanting that, and naturally I never thought anything was wrong with it. However, when I was growing up, I remember not being able to tell if people were married
Based on affection.
based on how they related to each other in public. If I never noticed them married, like I found out probably after, I would know that they were married. I would probably think that they were just church brother and church sister just hanging out. Yeah, because I never saw nothing. I just never saw anything. And to me, in my mind, when you are in love and all of that, then P.D.A. comes in. But I also understand that not everybody's like that. Not even just a church thing, but not everybody's like that. Not everybody likes that.
And then it goes back to, there's a saying, when opposites meet or opposites attract. And me growing up, I would not, I mean, even when we started out together, I was like, don't show this, don't show that, don't take no pictures, don't post anything you post, you know, it has to be, you know, completely safe, or what is considered safe, by the way. But, you know, I was more reserved, hands, feet. I mean, apart from the fact that I wanting our relationship to go public, I was still concerned about how much was shown because of how I was cultured.
Even when we got married.
Even to this day, sometimes there are things that we are doing, or even taking a picture or whatever, and I am more like, and then I remember, and I think this is the most important point that relates to P.D.A. P.D.A. is not about you. It's not about anybody looking on. It's about the couple sharing a moment that it just so happens to be done in public.
In public, right.
Yeah, so it's a personal space in a public setting. And I think that if your relationship requires it, then that is what you do for your relationship. Not caring about anything else what anybody wants to think or say. And so for me, being more reserved, I now have to be more, you know, I tell people sometimes that she broke me out, you know, and some people joke that she broke me out, but that's using the term loosely. But I've had to adapt and change some things to accommodate my wife. One of her love languages is touch and quality time. So if we're walking and going out together, spending quality time, she gonna want me touch her, she gonna want me scratch her back, she gonna want me hold her hand. When I'm leaving the house, if I'm leaving the house, I probably say 5 bye-bye kisses. Yeah? Right. So I say, bye babe, kiss. Carry my stuff, come give me at the door, kiss. Going through the grill, kiss. I mean, I'll be like, yeah? And Songs of Solomon, 1 verse 1 says, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. And if Songs of Solomon can run out, alright, for those who are biblical scholars, Song of Solomon. Right. So don't come from me about songs.
Yeah, that's what we see.
Right, people just talk as Songs of Solomon, but we know it's Song of Solomon, and it's one song of many songs. But
okay.
Yeah, and I've had to change and adapt because it is required. So I'm not going to deprive my wife because of what society thinks or society says, or because of what some people believe, you know, because of culture.
And 2, even in public, if we're leaving out of each other's space, I want him to kiss me just like how he would at home.
But you notice, even when we kiss on camera, I am the one who's always doing that because...
Yeah. So, like, even when we used to work together up at NCU, but I'd be leaving and you know, may I try to get a kiss, in my used folder. I got saw students passing, and you know, babe, I can just wait and you wait till them pass. And I'm like, but I understand, so I'm not really going to force him, but he does it eventually. But I realize that he has been making the effort to accommodate me. And it's not like we're putting on a show. It's not Broadway we're putting on. It's not a play we're putting on for people to look on. It's just a personal thing that I want done.
Yeah, so and I think that is important too. People need to understand when you're doing this, you're not even thinking about them. Yeah, you're not thinking about, okay, people are here, let's show them that we're gonna kiss or whatever. It is something you want to do in your relationship. It just so happens that it's again in a public space. And some people will say those things are not supposed to be done in public spaces. Why? Let's look at some of the reasons they'll say. One of the reasons they'll say is because that is about to lead to something else. Not true, because
not all the time.
yeah,
not in public.
Because of a lack of romance in a lot of relationships, an act of kissing, hugging, holding hands is generally considered the first step to coloring or to further bedroom activities. When the truth and in fact is it can just be an intimate act. It can just be a cordial act too, because the Bible talk about letting greet each other with a holy kiss. It never say a sir, it says a holy kiss. But the fact is it can just be a courteous act. And people don't need to think that it is a part, it is attached to the other thing.
Coloring,
Yeah? And there are levels to this thing as well. So there are some things that is attached. But generally speaking, a bye-bye kiss, a bye-bye hug, holding hands, you know, resting your hands on my chest or me resting it on your chest. And we did a video some time ago with Candice Burry, that picture, and that sparked a lot of interest. You know, or resting my hands on your hip or your derriere, right? So it has nothing to do with anything except if you think so. And a lot of times people are generally thinking about that, why they associate it with it.
I know when I posted the picture, because Brian did not post that picture.
First.
Out of all the pictures that were there, he did not post it. And I was wondering why. Because I thought it was the nicest picture. I loved it with us kissing. And he didn't post it. And I was begging him to, you know, to edit it and whatever so that I could post it. And I by edit I mean, you know, there's some stuff in the background that he wanted to come out of the picture. And I was saying to him that after I posted it and I started seeing the comments and stuff, I'm like, oh Lord, I wonder if the saints going to read us out. Not our saints, but you know, saints in general are going to read us out because, and then I saw a comment.
Yeah, I've seen.
I mean, church people matter. And I saw a comment, and the commenter said, and I was looking back at all our pictures to see if it was true. The commenter said, I always wondered why you and Brian never post pictures of y'all kissing. And I'm so happy to finally see one. And I'm like, what? So I started scrolling. I'm going to show you. I started scrolling through and I realized it's true, but it's not because we don't have pictures kissing for whatever reason, and we didn't purposefully not post them. We probably just never post those. But the person said they wonder if we were afraid or if we wonder what people would say, and that was never a part of our thinking. But it just so happened that we've never posted a picture like that maybe in a long time or since that person has been following us. And I was like, wow.
Probably not from our wedding picture.
Yeah, and I was like, our anniversary. And I was like, wow, it's true. But it's not because we ever thought that, oh, I don't want people to think. No, not at all. It just so happened that it never
If you
posts.
sit and think about everything that people might say when you do everything, then you'll never do anything.
Yeah.
Rewind that and listen to it again. So the truth is, the next thing is that people believe that, again, acts surrounding intimacy are nasty or prude, and it should be reserved for the confines of your bedroom or confines of your home. And the next thing is, you may not do it because it may affect somebody else negatively. And that means if people see us wanting us doing this and they are holding on to being celibate or being virgins, they may now decide that this is going to help them down a slippery path. And that is some of the views that some people have. People see, so they're going to want to do it as well.
You know, you've said that to me already.
Mm-hmm.
I don't subscribe to that.
But the beautiful thing about it is people are supposed to want to do what we're doing. but they're supposed to
in
do
the
it
in the
confines of
right in
where
the
we are.
confines of marriage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I cannot go around thinking about how much people in Jamaica, how much people in the world,
right?
in the world, how much billion people in the world. I cannot go around thinking about what everybody is or what may happen for everybody when it comes on to my marriage. I don't subscribe to that. I'm sorry. I remember somebody saying that we can't do certain things as married couples because we're going to be tempting those who are single, and I'm like,
but
okay,
what is wrong with
I don't
tempting
understand.
them as single people to want this in their marriage?
No, they don't. We cannot.
No, I'm saying
I know.
That is what they said. Them just leave it there, but we have to follow on to it. People should see this and want it in their relationship.
In the confines of
people need to see
marriage.
more healthy relationships, Christian relationships out there that they should ascribe towards. A lot of us never see some of these things, and a lot of us never know what is a healthy Christian relationship or a loving Christian relationship.
And another thing I've heard, when you have like singles conferences and stuff, it's like they don't really want to hear the perspective of anything from a married person. Because you're not married. Because they're not married yet. So they don't want to hear the after. So they just want to stay in the confines of single. They don't want to hear what can come after. And I can understand, but I don't subscribe to it, because I'm saying a lot of people want to get married, right? Or some people want to get married and they see marriage as a beautiful thing. But then when they see couples in healthy relationships, is seen as temptation and not as, I aspire to have, or I hope that one day I will have. So it's like we must just sit down like brother and sister all the time around people because we don't want to tempt them. I don't subscribe to that. I'm sorry. I cannot go around thinking all the time about how somebody else is going to probably react.
You must be your brother's keeper.
Yeah, that's fine, but I also have a marriage, and so that is at the forefront of my mind. You must keep your marriage
things at home.
Guys, what do you think?
I'm just giving you.
And that's
some of the
fine. It don't matter to me. Nobody going to be my marriage police. So.
FBI, open up! I think we've gone on enough, but those are some of the things that we believe, and nothing is wrong with the other side. As Bas said, we don't subscribe to. That doesn't mean that there are others, right? Yeah, and we don't knock anybody, because there are many healthy, strong Christian relationships that never show up
and that's fine.
And it's fine, and they're happy, and they're good for us, and especially we have children, and we want a vision. We have a vision for our children, yeah, and we want them to see some things, to know what is healthy and what is not.
Right.
I growing up, I don't recall ever seeing my mother and father hug or kiss or hold hands.
Miss it too much. Right. Well, we've been off to see.
Stop right there. So it's just usually when we go to weddings growing up and kiss the bride, everybody's like,
ooh, like it's something
rare.
Like it's
yeah,
something rare.
It's rare.
Talk about our engagement.
No, I mean, I think we've said it already that
well, for somebody who has never.
Yeah, it was a big deal when we held hands to go up
at the altar.
Yeah.
Yeah, at church.
And again, that comes from my socialization and my.
I was surprised that you actually held my hand, or it's me holding your hand.
It's
probably me holding my hand.
I probably was like, and you just grabbed it. No, I recall clearly when we met at the altar.
We held
because
hands.
I knew that you were nervous, probably.
Oh
Lord!
So
I held your hand to carry on.
Yeah, and it was a huge deal. Like I was so surprised at the reactions. I was like,
it's me too. I'm a gentleman, and that's just me,
And even when you went down on one knee, you was like, yeah. But it's something I
think we should normalize acts of romance,
in healthy relationships,
intimacy in healthy relationships, and there are borders and boundaries that you don't pass in public, right? But I mean, show that this is your beloved. Let me get scriptural and biblical. Show that this is your beloved in whom you are well pleased.
bringing hope and joy for a day that was wild. Stuff from the cuffs is here to make things bright. In a world so dark, they're bringing some light. Stuff from the cuffs.